Hello everyone. Assalamu alaikum. How are y'all doing? We are yet getting to another live session today and a very interesting topic that we have. Uh, Due to some technical issues, I was not able to get on time, so I'm really sorry for that. But let me tell you, it is one. Just a moment. Yeah, so it's really grateful that I just want to tell you it is something very much exciting that I want to share this particular topic today. Actually, when I after this lockdown, when I had a chance to go and visit many schools for orientation programs and workshops, one common question that most of the parents and teachers are asking me was that my child has almost forgotten all the spellings, and I don't know how to recall all that. It's very difficult for me to recall all those spellings. So that's what they were asking us, and I could realize that when I had attended this particular the technique that I had done with my clients, it was a wonderful experience for all of them. So I felt it is the need of the hour that I have to express, or I have to share that technique with you people, so that most of you can get the benefit out of it. So one thing that I had was, when child is not able to spell, what happens, what is the reason that the child is not able to recall all the spellings? The first thing that we need to understand, what is happening in the mind or in the brain has a part of the brain is helpful for us to remember all the photographic memories, or the memory, it is generated as a photography and it is stored in the part of the brain. And this photographic memory is useful for us whenever it is more and more repeated, it gets restored, or it is permanent. But usually most of us, when we don't repeat those informations all the time, we don't get that information every time. When we don't recall it, the photographic memory gets faded away very easily. Now the child is not associating the spelling with any of the emotions, or it is not getting repeated again and again, and that is the reason the child is not able to spell properly. It is not getting it is not getting saved in the photographic memory of the brain. So we need to understand, make sure that the child is able to get that photographic memory. So there's no rocket science, there's no wrong in, the child is not able to spell. There's nothing wrong in it, or there's nothing harm in it. I'm sorry. So what we need to understand, why is the child behaving like this? It's a very simple problem, and all of us have the capacity to solve this problem. Each one of us can do this. And the technique that I'm going to share is not meant for only, young children, or it is not confined to any particular age group. It can be done with any of the people, any of the age group. I mean, the children of any age groups. So the technique that I have done it personally, what I felt, I just want to share that with you. A child who was of grade 8 came to me saying that he was not able to write his own name. He didn't know to spell his own name. Can you imagine? This particular thing was so humiliating and so embarrassing for his parents, that he said the parent used to come and tell me that even when the child has reached grade 8, he is not able to spell his own name. So this is quite difficult for me to manage, and I don't know how to set things right. He is not able to write simple spelling, simple three-letter words, four letter words also he is not able to spell. So I did a technique with him which was really helpful, and this made him, this kind of technique that I have used in teaching him spellings, made him to recall and also read paragraphs within 3 months. By God's grace, he was able to get that. So I thought, why not share that same technique to you people, so that you also can use that technique with your children and get the results. So what I did was, I made him visualize that a big board is right in front of him. A board of maybe um, a blackboard or a whiteboard or a green board, anything that he prefers. So the child has to visualize a big board right in front of him, and then make him realize that, imagine you have a big box or a big container or maybe a big bucket of paint or any color that is there with you, because children are more associated with colors, they like colors more. So when you start associating something that they like the most, and some kind of learning is done through these associated objects or these likes, these favorite objects or any kind of things that they are associated with, the children will easily try to learn about these things. So I associate, because the child was really interested in painting, I said, the child, you have a big bucket of paint that you wish to have, any color that it is of your choice. So he said, okay, I want to have red color and white board. I said, yes. Now imagine that you have a very big brush in your hand, and very big brush. You just have to dip that brush, enormous brush, you have to dip it into that bucket and start writing on the, you have to paint it, or you have to write your letter with big bold letters on the board. So he is only imagining it, he is not using any of his stationery, he is only imagining that he is writing B-A-T, bat. Now what happens, he is trying to imagine that he is writing. Sometimes people prefer to close their eyes, sometimes they don't prefer to close their eyes. So it depends totally on the person whether he wishes to close his eyes while visualizing this particular technique. So this particular child was closing his eyes and trying to visualize B-A-T, bat. And he started writing it very, in a very big and bold letters. He is imagining that he is writing that letter. And then whenever he is telling, he was, in a way, he was imagining things that, I need to dip my brush again into the bucket. So in that way, he used to imagine that he's again dipping and writing A, now again dipping and writing it, writing T. In that way, he was trying to visualize. And after that, what I did was I made him to read that letters in the reverse order. Now, for example, B-A-T is again I made him read in the reverse order. Now find out what have you written in your right, on your right hand side, T-A-B. So try to read it in the reverse order. And this I did couple of times, and bat was there in his photogenic or his photographic memory. It was stored in his photographic memory, and it never got deleted from his mind. Now this is a technique that we did. It was very helpful for him. And moreover, we have to understand that learning happens with all the three senses, that is visual, auditory, and kinesthetic, or learning by listening, or and by watching, and then by feeling it. So what I did was I used all these three senses in his learning so that it will make him understand very easily. So initially I just made him write on the board, on the blackboard, what is B, how to write B, and then how to write A, and how to write T. Mind, this is all. Let me tell you again. This was the boy who was in grade 8, who didn't know how to write his own spelling. So this made the child so comfortable that he started picking up things very fast, and he started to read those letters very quickly. And after that, within a week, he was able to memorize the words like aeroplane and elephant. By God's grace, it's not just in my hands, I don't boast of myself, but the thing is, anything is possible. There are no problems without solutions until and unless we try to search for them and find out what is the problem, and how to figure out how to get into the solution. So it's our way to do it. So this is a technique that I have done. I have used this particular, visualizing technique, and this technique was, again, I made him to read this again, maybe for a week. I tried to repeat the same words again and again, but he was so quick that within a week, almost 6 to 7 letter words also he was able to understand and write, and again, spell those words in the proper order and again in the reverse order. So he was able to do that very quickly. This was something amazing, and I felt that this technique, when you do it with your children also of any age group. I had done this with my child who was then 5 years old. Now he is 7. And when he was 5 years old, he was not able to follow certain instructions and certain spellings. So I made him do sit and do the same technique, and he was able to figure out. So these, especially the words, maybe the sight words, children are not able to follow these words. So it was very easy for me to teach them these sight words and the spellings also, because of the technique that I used, visualizing the paint or any associating with any of the favorite items that they have, like writing with the big an enormous pencil, or a color pencil, or it could be any sketch pens or whatever, maybe markers, whatever they feel like. If some children don't want to use paints, they feel, some say that I don't like paintbrush, I don't want, my hands will be dirty. They feel that because since they are visualizing it, they feel that my hands will get dirty, I don't want that messy hands to be there. So I say, okay, you can use your sketch pens or whatever you have, maybe your markers, whatever you feel like. So this was how they did, and they try to use the same words and visualizing that they are writing something. And not just that, when they write again, you have to ask them to reverse the same spelling again. So this will help them. Now, for example, THE EHT, so you have to ask them to reverse the same thing again. What can you see there? Now you have written T, H, and E. Now reverse the same order and tell me in the reverse order. So EHT. Now the spelling is already there in the mind, and this is very easy and very creative. Child comes out with his own creative skills there. He is trying to ask again, he will come and say, mama, I want to learn this spelling, shall we do this technique now again, shall we do this exercise now? So, or sometimes, it's like a play game, and children make it very, lively and fun. So it depends on all our parents also. Parents can make it in any easy and fun way of learning, and make your child very easy to spell. This is very important. So see that you try your level best to use this technique for teaching them how to spell. So this is what I have to share my thoughts today. How many of you like this particular uh, technique? Just let me know. If you have any kind of, if you want to, just a moment. Yes, and we have this link here in case you want to join us in, and you know be a part of next gen parenting, any workshop. You just have to follow us and all the social media handles that we have. I have right now given all the details here. Do share with your friends also, and share this video to as many parents as possible, because this particular technique is going to help most of the parents, and I'm sure that it will add value to all of them and their problems, whatever they are facing right now. These challenges of, the post pandemic, most of the parents are having this issue, and I would like to address this particular issue. It's very important. Yes, Dr. Asifa, thanks a lot for being there. Uh, so I would like all of you to join this particular, workshop, and make it a successful one, inshallah. So thank you for now. Thanks a lot for being there. Okay.